for yielding to me. I really appreciate it. And I want to thank our witnesses for being here today. Let me echo what Senator Hagel just touched upon with regard to the furloughs, because I had an opportunity to meet with Admiral Ferguson yesterday, and he's going to be testifying before the Readiness Subcommittee on the Navy readiness posture. And he also informed me that the Navy, in looking at their resources and budget, have come up with a proposal that could end all the furloughs for the Navy and the Marine Corps, including, of course, you think about our shipyards and the important maintenance work done there, particularly at the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard. And one of the reasonings he gave me made a lot of sense to me, having been to the shipyard and talked to certainly the commander there and the workers, that once we get behind on a maintenance schedule, then the entire maintenance of our naval fleet and our submarine fleet gets behind. And so what I was told by Admiral Ferguson is if this proposal to end the furloughs, he believes, would also be cost efficient because of the maintenance schedule issue that will get us behind if we have to furlough the workers at the shipyard in Portsmouth and other shipyards, the other public shipyards in the country. So I wanted to follow up just to add to what Senator Hagel said, and it is my hope that given that the Navy has said that they're able to do this, that we will follow through, because I understand the difficulties and appreciate, and I thank you for serving in challenging times on sequestration. But if we can, obviously, in areas that are very important, such as the maintenance of our submarine and ships, not get behind schedule and also keep those workers working, I think that's very, very important. So I don't know if you have a further comment on that, but I'm really hoping that, given that they've come up with this proposal, that you will decide to implement it.
Well, Senator, as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, it won't surprise you to know that I really am, my recommendation, and that's what it is to the Secretary, is that we deal with this problem as a department, not as individual services. And I know, for example, that the Army has some real problems at Anniston Army Depot in trying to reset equipment that's been beaten to death in Afghanistan. So every service has their own particular challenge, but my recommendation is we have to deal with it as a department.
No, I appreciate that. And also, I would hope that as you look at it, you think about, to the extent we can mitigate additional costs we're going to see in the long term, like, for example, with a maintenance schedule or even with the reset of equipment. Certainly I know that you'll look at those issues, and I know that you're in a tough position, but I was encouraged to hear that by Admiral Ferguson the other day, and appreciate the decision that you will make, and thank you for taking those priorities into consideration.
Just to reassure you on it, Senator, as I had noted to Senator Hagel, Mr. Hale spends a good part of every day of his life and his staff dealing with this. This is as difficult a part of this as we have to deal with. I noted that in my testimony. You're right on every count on maintenance and costs and longer-term costs. All those factors are part of it, and we will only take action if there's really, we feel, the chiefs and everybody, there's no other way to get around this. I would also say, without getting too deep into this, that if we would have to move in that direction of furloughs, there are exceptions as well to those who would be exempt with certain jobs. And then we would have to factor some of what your conversation is about into that as well.
Good. That makes sense, so that you can try to prioritize given the challenges. I appreciate that, Mr. Secretary, and also wanted to ask you,